Happy Halloween! In NBA 2K22, we have countless ways you can haunt the hardwood. Let's start aboard the Concha del Mar. This weekend at Ghostly Gallows, earn double XP for all games played on decks 15 and 16. And we've pulled out all the Halloween decorations to get you in the spirit. Next weekend, challenge NBA players from both past and present as you try to earn prizes at Vacation Days. Moving on to the city, where fall is the best time to ball. This weekend, put the fear in your opponents with your 4-point range at Ruffles Ridge. And check out the long night to earn double XP, trick or treat, and more. Next weekend, Court Conqueror is back, so form a trio and compete. That's it for me. Now go get your Halloween costume, and I'll meet you on the courts.
Happy Halloween and welcome to an all-new episode of NBA 2K TV. One game day is in the books and we have our first 16 contenders for the My Team Unlimited tournament. If you didn't make it this time, you'll have another chance coming up on November 27th. One familiar face did make it through, and that's Ty Diva, the reigning champ, and we caught up with him last week to see how he plans to repeat that victory.
Is good, yo. It's your boy Ty.
Ty, congratulations is in order because you qualified for game day 1 for the My Team Unlimited tournament on current gen. Welcome back to 2K TV.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad I qualified, and I appreciate it.
How'd you feel on game day?
And this year, it's a little more pressure because you got both next gen, new gen, and current gen. So this game day 1 felt a little bit different than past years because you want to definitely qualify week 1. So I was excited to get to play.
So you qualified on current gen. Are you going to go for qualification for new gen?
That's the goal. So qualifying on current gen was my main goal. Once that was accomplished, qualifying on the new gen is the next goal. So then you have, double the opportunity in a sense. So yeah, that's kind of my primary focus right now.
But did it add to the pressure at all, knowing that you had to qualify on this game day to go for both?
It did a little bit because, you have 4 chances to qualify. So previously it was, okay, as long as I get 1 out of 4, you're fine. And I know I didn't qualify the first time last year, so it's like, okay, it's fine. You still got 3 more opportunities. Now it's like if you don't qualify the first time, you got 3 more opportunities to qualify twice. So it's a lot more pressure if you don't qualify as far as that first game day.
Are there any thoughts for other qualifiers on game day number 1? Anybody that you're looking at as competition?
Well, the guy I matched with in the finals last year on New Gen Splash, obviously I'm excited because some of the current gen qualifiers with me, like Thomas qualified, Chris Evans qualified, G. Rusty, an incredible dude, qualified as well. So some definitely some good opponents. On New Gen right now, I will say I don't think I'm quite to the level I need to be. So, Splash on New Gen right now is looking pretty good.
We talked to him the other week. He was excited, definitely. For the game day. So let's talk about your lineup. We've got Isaiah Thomas, we've got Vince Carter, we've got Grant Hill, we've got Carmelo Anthony, and AD. Now, which cards performed the best for you and why?
I think overall, my best performers probably were Isaiah Thomas. Oh my goodness, Isaiah Thomas. And Carmelo Anthony. Melo shot him right out of that zone. I think Isaiah Thomas defensively as a point guard for me really led the way, and then Melo's offense in the pick and pop game was just lethal.
So what was your strategy?
My personal strategy, speed the tempo up, play good defense, force turnovers, and try to force some early quits. Problem with that is it kind of can form bad habits if you do play a very good player, right? Because then you sometimes throw yourself out of position. So it's all just about the balance of that.
Any differences that you've seen for the My Team Unlimited tournament this year as opposed to past years?
I think this year, well, first of all, points were harder to score this year. So you're going to see the qualifying scores lower this year than in past years. And then the difference between new gen and current gen, right? Because previously everybody on Xbox was competing for those 4 spots. Now everybody on Xbox is basically broken in half. So I don't want to say you have double the chance to qualify, but the whole player base is basically cut in half. So realistically, mathematically speaking, you should have about double the chance to qualify on whatever gen you're trying to.
We got to get your thoughts on NBA 2K22. How have you liked the game? Have you noticed a difference in gameplay? What's been your favorite parts of the game so far?
So I think the big thing with 2K22, obviously it's been different for me because you have to get good at 2 gens, but current gen wise, I like current gen last year. The speed glitch was in the game. And basically current gen this year is the game from last year, but a better version of it. And I like the movement last year. I think defense on current gen for me fits my play style. Now the new gen, again, new gen from last year is more comparable to new gen this year. Defensively, it's going to still take me some time to get used to, but I love the gameplay wise. I really have had a lot of fun with the game so far. And like I said, I'm super, super excited to try to get really good on new gen now.
So when we're looking forward to game day number 2, are there any changes that you're looking to make in your player cards or maybe switch out your lineups?
Right. So, I mean, that's like 5.5 or 6 weeks away. So I'm guessing we're going to get some incredible new content from now until then. So, I mean, as far as cards that might stay the same, I mean, Carmelo Anthony probably might still be in the lineup somewhere, but I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of changes with all the new content drops coming up.
What do you do to get ready for game day?
I'm kind of one of those superstitious people that I got to do the same thing over and over and over again. So my typical thing is I wake up about 8, go work out, and I always have to have a smoothie right after I work out. And I never drink smoothies, but I always have to have one right after I work out and in preparation for game day.
Strawberry banana, or we're going protein smoothie?
You know the strawberry banana is my go-to.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining us on 2K TV, and good luck in qualifying for game day number 2.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
What's up, 2K fam? It's Donovan Mitchell here. Play my signature challenge in my team 2K22. I think, if I choose my starting 5, it'd probably be myself, Steph, KD, Melo. Tough. I have no choice. I have to put MJ in there, so strictly all scores, trying to outscore you. That's how I play 2K anyway. So I think having that squad, positionless basketball, switch 1 through 5, and just run and gun and shoot a bunch of threes and try and get to the rim and do some dunks. That's how I play 2K. So I think that's the perfect team for it. I'll see you guys in the city on 2K22.
There's over 450 million hoopers out there. Under a million make varsity. One will outscore the country, average 43 points per game, and put Norman on the map. Less than 1% of high school players get a college scholarship. Odds of freshmen will lead the nation in scoring and assists. One and never been done. 1.3% of college players get drafted to the NBA. Even less likely if you're 6'1". Only one would wear shorts to the draft. Of 30 first-round picks, one will become the youngest ever with 18 assists in a playoff game. Be the only one to drop 48 and 11 in the conference finals and put ATL on prime time. One will know this is just the beginning. Trey had a 1.5 billion chance to get here, but he saw a possibility to be the one.
Fans, get out of your seats and on your feet. Here are your Dallas Mavericks. Hi, I'm Sean Heath, the arena announcer for the Dallas Mavericks, and you'll hear me call Mavericks games on NBA 2K22. At guard, 6'7", number 77, Luka Doncic. So my daughter has said that I am the head cheerleader for the Dallas Mavericks, and she's not wrong. I have a tendency to yell even when I'm watching games on TV. She just can't watch games with me anymore. She's like, Daddy, you're not at work. I'm still the crazy fan that I was when I was sitting up in the 300s before I got the job. Yes, I love my job. It's time for Dallas Mavericks basketball. Are you ready? Mavericks fans are a lot more forgiving than I think a lot of fan bases throughout the country. When they get into it, they're into it. It's very much these are our guys, this is our house, let's really go for it. It's hard to fill that place with noise, but I think Mavs fans do a pretty good job. At full, in his 21st season from Würzburg, Germany, the Big Daddy tall baller from the G, number 41, Dirk Nowitzki. Well, my favorite player of all time was Dirk. So the long, drawn-out Dirk with the growl. Dirk Nowitzki! That's one of my favorite phrases I've ever uttered, ever, in my entire life. Luka! For three! I got to go from the last 10 years of Dirk Nowitzki's career to the beginning of Luka Doncic's career. I am ridiculously blessed that I get to see two generational talents wearing my favorite colored jerseys, and they're never more than like 50 or 60 feet away from me at any given point. It's mind-blowing how fortunate I am to get to do what I do. Tim Hardaway Jr. with the dunk! You know, it was pretty cool. I've been a gamer myself for such a long time. To have the opportunity to actually be in there, I might actually play the game so much that I get to a point where I get tired of hearing myself talk. I doubt that will ever happen, but you know what? I'm going to give it my best shot. I've loved NBA 2K for so long, and to get to be a part of it, I mean, I don't want to use the cliche dream come true, but it's pretty cool, actually. Mavs fans, it's the fourth quarter. Get out of your seats, make some noise, and rev it up! I'm Sean Heath, the arena voice for the Dallas Mavericks. It's time for your 2K TV Top Plays. In this special edition of Top Plays, we take a look at your best blocks, brought to you by Mobile One. How about we start in My Career with Brawley 421. The first block sends a message. Let's watch the instant replay. Oh, that's not a replay? Oh, that was a second block. Why would you test your luck twice? Unbelievable. Next up is Gooseflesh83 flying into the wreck from Europe. How many times can you say 9? Because I'm counting blocks here. Zwei. I'm so excited I forgot how to say 4. That brings the game total to 8. And that's how you define a rim protector in any language. Now we take a trip to Treasure Island. Kevin Joe on the defense. They set up for the half court. Kick it to the corner for the 3. Oh, he's aggressive, is he? To the rim? Nope. Kevin Joe leading the fast break.
Oh no, he's taking this by himself. Does the hula and the hoop. Let's wrap it up with E. Matthews 12. Want a block to remember? How about the rare instance when your block shot saves the game for your team at the buzzer? Denied and defeated. Bye. Now you have to reject 3 of these plays. But which plays will you block? Choose the one that rocks. And remember that you can get your play on 2KTV by submitting your best using the hashtag 2KTVWow. I'll see you at your next Mavericks home game in NBA 2K22.
Next week, we have our first interactive special of NBA 2K22. So if you're looking to pad your wallet with some more VC, you won't want to miss it. Until then, follow us on social for more 2KTV. We're at NBA2K_2KTV and enjoy the game.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Raptors. At point guard, Malachi Flynn. At center, Hassan Whiteside. At small forward, OG Anunoby. At the other guard position, Fred VanVleet. At the other forward position, Pascal Siakam. The head coach of the visiting team is Nick Nurse. Let's bring out the star for your Detroit Pistons. Starting at the shooting guard, standing 6'8", number 20, Josh Jackson. At small forward, at 6 feet 7 inches, number 41, Sati Bell. In the middle, standing 6'8", number 28, Isaiah Stewart. At the other guard position, standing 6'2", number 17, D-Rose. At 4, 6'8", number 9, Darren Grant. Your Detroit Pistons head coach is Dwayne Casey. Sam, your Detroit Pistons.
Happy Friday night, everyone. Time to kick off the weekend with the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll see the Toronto Raptors as they play against the Detroit Pistons here in Little Caesars Arena. Joined by Chris Webber and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Allie LaForce, our reporter. Allie, it's all yours.
Thanks, BA. Well, the NBA's play-in tournament is exciting. It's a way to keep teams in the mix, but it's had its share of critics. Luka Doncic said, quote, "I don't understand it. You play all season to get into the playoffs. Then maybe you lose 2 in a row and you're out? I don't see the point. Guys?"
Yeah, Allie, team's definitely motivated to stay in the top 6. Good stuff there. Thank you. A moment here to see the numbers for Pascal Siakam.
Over the last 10 games, he's been on an absolute tear, finding all kinds of ways to be a thorn in the opposition's side, just working on offense and getting the looks he wants out there.
Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. VanVleet teams with Anunoby on the perimeter. Pascal Siakam out there with Hassan Whiteside. And it's Flynn in at the point. And for Detroit, Isaiah Stewart out there with Jeremy Grant. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then it's Jackson. And it's Bay in at the 3. Well, as the season progresses, Chris, if you're seeing something as a player, how many coaches are open to suggestions when it comes to strategy?
That's a good question, B.A. I'm not sure, but I know the best ones that keep an open door. And you may not always get your way, but at least you know that communication is there, and it's important to hear people out.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. Jeremy Grant, the 39th pick back in 2014, has become a leader for the Pistons. He said, I'm enjoying it. I want to be a lot better, and I want to keep growing. I don't want to be stagnant. I just want to embrace the role and help the team get better from here.
Well, he's got all the tools to be a complete player, Allie. No question. 3 on the clock. Here's Rose. That one is off. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Their last encounter in Toronto.
Thanks to their stellar defensive intensity, they registered a ton of stops in that one.
They played with energy and communicated well. It made things difficult out there.
And here are the Pistons. Pass to Bay. Grant with a screen on Anunoby. Anunoby against Bay. Steps back and shoots. Nice jump shot.
Ooh, he has a lot of tools in the toolkit. That right there was just one of them.
Siakam outside. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Inside, Siakam gets the better of the defense using his agility, clearing himself a path to a shot.
Jackson outside from the arc. Siakam pulls down the board. The Raptors have gone 1 of 3 from the floor. Whiteside with a screen on Stewart. And here's Siakam for 3. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field.
Just can't find the touch this quarter. He's got to keep grinding, though, and looking for the best shot possible.
Grant finds Rose. From down low. Shot that time, not on target. And Toronto will come the other way. Siakam, the pass to Anunoby. Oh, and Jackson with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And that kind of rejection early on energizes your squad. The coaching staff just loves this kind of hustle.
On defense, the Pistons. Here's Flynn. And right now, he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. Siakam gets it to go. Makes him 2 for 5.
And just a straight baller move from Siakam. I mean, shrugging off the coverage and keeping his focus on that basket.
There's a screen. Rose, the pass to Bay. Detroit, no good that time either.
Turns an easy jump shot into a tough one by going to the fadeaway. I mean, look what happened.
Back to Flynn. Whiteside against Rose. Nice shot by Whiteside.
Well, not only where he's most comfortable, it's also where he's most dominant. Whiteside, a towering presence inside.
Grant with a screen on Anunoby. Bay against Anunoby. 6 on the shot clock. Lets it fly. Bay, no good. The Raptors with a lead. Here's Siakam. Hey, great D that time from Grant. Siakam's gone 2 for 6 from the floor so far. Grant finds Rose. Anunoby against Bay. Grant with a screen on Anunoby. And he lobs it up top. Grant's shot is off.
Looking for the spectacular and coming up empty.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Now here's Van Vliet. 8 points in his last time out. Here's Siakam. Good. And Van Vliet gets the assist. Siakam's got 6.
Using focus and balance to convert jumpers. Wow. Siakam has really improved his shooting.
Pistons mascot.
Doing the most damage from long range this season. OG Anunoby, number 1.
He's a shooter that defenses 100% have to go out and guard.
The Pistons trailing. Who poked away, and it's stolen by Van Vliet. Inside, Anunoby finds Siakam. Whiteside with a screen on Grant, and Siakam, here we go. There's the block. Out of bounds as Toronto keeps possession. Here's Flynn. Cans it from the wing. They desperately want to stop this run.
Might be time to switch things up. Try a new play call or something.
Bay against Anunoby. And Whiteside with a block.
Yeah, Whiteside won't allow that. They have to work way harder to outplay a blocker of his talent.
Shot clock at 6. Here's Bay. Blocked again!
Nothing's come easy for them inside here in quarter 1.
Set it up, bring the play in. Yo, Rose.
With 2 on the clock.
And just refusing to give up second chance points. Excellent defensive rebounding.
Still, Pistons basketball.
Here's Bay. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Phoenix. Grant with a screen on Van Vliet. 5 on the clock. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. They'll pin that one on Pascal Siakam.
And even from where we're sitting, you can clearly tell it was a foul.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
Look, they came out of the locker room hot, and it got contagious. They've been knocking down jumpers like they were layups in the first half.
Another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the ball and piling up the assist.
First one falls for him. He's off on the second. For Toronto, they've gotten 5 of 11 shots to go. Siakam parries it down low. Siakam's got 8.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
From 9 feet. Rose can't connect. Here's Toronto with the ball. They're on a 12-1 run. One thing about Derrick Rose that's never changed over the years, Grant, is his ability to come through in the clutch. When a big basket is needed, he's the guy you want on the court.
Well, how many times have we seen an end-of-game situation, Rose in an isolation set, and even against a double team, he finds a way to shake free and get the bucket. As dependable as it gets when the pressure's on.
Now here's Rose. 17 points for him last game against Phoenix.
And more impressive to me than his scoring was his playmaking. Really an all-around offensive clinic.
Jackson against Van Vliet. Jackson pass to Graham. Hey, from long range. Toronto grabs the miss. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Phoenix.
And when you look at it, that shooting percentage is an ugly one. Anytime you see it in the lower 30s, you know it's probably a rough night.
But it all starts with ball movement. When your percentage is that low, you know you're not moving it well enough. You're not getting your guys open shots.
Whiteside, Hassan Whiteside, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Whiteside. Well, super teams are still being built. Grant, what's the key to making it work with 3 or 4 guys who all need touches?
Well, it comes down to good communication between your leaders. Of course, you have to have a plan. You can't be out there winging it. And, of course, prioritizing wins over stats always works.
And the Raptors making a change here. Boucher's checked in for Siakam. Nwaba comes in for Anunoby. Forbes is checked in for Fred Van Vliet. And Mitchell subbed in for Flynn.
Yeah, and that's what you like about Whiteside. I mean, the rim protection, the rebounding, the intimidation factor. I mean, still developing as an offensive player, making strides, but not there yet.
Here's Kerr. Looking at his numbers, currently he's averaging around 9 points a game. Out of bounds, it'll be Toronto's ball.
Raptors ball.
The Raptors have gotten 7 of 13 shots to drop. Outside Mitchell. Pass to Forbes. Whiteside with a screen on Jackson. Clock at 6. A nice shot by Forbes.
They've been very well-rounded and extremely focused.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
And there's the foul. It's on David Nwaba. That's his first foul of the game.
I have to admit, I mean, it's always a tough decision for the ref on the block charge call.
Here's Baisley, and right now he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. Can they get it? And Whiteside with a block.
And whether it's the defensive effort or just bad offense, they're holding their opponent to a very low field goal percentage.
The drive by Mitchell comes up empty down low.
And they've come out with a fearless approach on the boards.
Pass to Baisley. Six to shoot. Knocks it loose. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. Here's Forbes, defended by Jackson. Outside Mitchell. Back to Forbes. Pass to Mitchell. It's hauled in by Kerr. Detroit has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Baisley goes in. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Mitchell with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. Now Nwaba. Here's Forbes. Boucher a screen on Jackson. Forbes sinks it from distance. And the Raptors lead by 19.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
All right, look who's coming on to the court. Come on, get back for your Pistons dancer.
Well, you'd rather not put these guys on the line. The top free throw shooting teams in the last month. Number 5, the Raptors.
And looking at last month, this team really got it done from the charity stripe. Whenever you foul them, they made sure to make you pay for that mistake.
So it's Detroit now, trailing by 19. Outside Porter. To end the drought. Pass to Kerr. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
Here's Whiteside. Off target with a jump hook. Detroit has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Here's Baisley, checked by Mitchell. Nwaba against Porter. Here's Baisley. Oh, rejected by Boucher. Now Mitchell, looking for his first basket still in this one. It's hauled in by Kerr. Here's Baisley. To the middle. Here's Kerr, defended by Whiteside. Back to Baisley. Shot clock at 6. Shot from 12. It doesn't go for him. So the Raptors will take it the other way. Now here's Mitchell. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. Pass to Nwaba.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
The 3 ball. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Here's Baisley. Oh, they get a hand on it. Oh, it's stolen by Mitchell. 1:36 left in the first. Down low. Here's Forbes. 3 shots, 3 baskets. Great efficiency so far.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Covered by Boucher. Porter in the post. Will it go? Oh, rejected by Boucher. Here's Forbes. What a terrific move that is. Forbes has got 9.
Defensively, their effort hasn't been great early on.
Here's Baisley. Well, no scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. And Jackson, here we go. No good off the back of the rim.
setup's good. That's the shot they're looking for, but you can't get them all to go.
Pass to Whiteside. Mitchell with the ball. Baisley on him. And Mitchell with the slam.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
Yeah, you got to be careful. It's still early. They've expended a lot of energy, but they've also built a nice cushion here.
5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Porter in the post. He's guarded by Nwaba. And it's blocked by Whiteside. Outside Nwaba. And that's a foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's his first foul of the game.
Balanced play has given them the lead and also quieted this crowd.
No, because it's gone dead silent in this arena. What a fantastic performance here on the road.
Tipped. He got it up. No good. Misses at the buzzer. And so it's Toronto cruising into the next quarter with a 30-point advantage. They're communicating well and stringing together stops. We'll be right back with you shortly. Well, a lot of confidence for the former league MVP, Derrick Rose, and plenty of experience when it comes to winning games.
We know what we have to do, and we know when we get out there that it's one goal, and that's to go out there and win the game by any means. We know that we play well together. We just got to come out aggressive.
Grant, it's great to see Rose still contributing after all these years.
Oh, and some stars, they can't adjust to a changing role like he has, but give Rose credit for adapting and remaining effective in this league.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboards, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Raptors, this has been a game they've wanted to have.
It's simple. When you can protect the rim the way they have, it's a big advantage.
Showing no mercy right now. The shooters look frustrated, seeing so many of their shots get stifled.
So the Raptors 5 right now. Van Vliet teams with Anunoby on the perimeter. Pascal Siakam out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Flynn in at the point guard position. First free throw is good. And Grant, your dad played pro football. You think that players who grew up around pro sports have an advantage?
Yes, B.A. Obviously, being around a professional athlete, understanding the dedication, the sacrifice, the work that goes into it, really, I think, helped me at an early age as I was developing in a different sport.
And so Bay nails both of them. And so here is Toronto. Van Vliet outside. The open shot, Siakam. The Pistons clear it.
Almost too wide open there. That's like a warm-up jumper for him.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Okay, Brian. Well, there's an annual survey of NBA executives. Going into last season, the Pistons were selected for worst offseason. But with the promise of their young players, guys, some optimism that the rebuild in the Motor City is off to a strong start.
Physical, defensive-minded, Allie. That's Detroit basketball, isn't it? Now here's Siakam. 26 points for him last game against Phoenix.
It's impressive how they've overcome his cold streak tonight. Everyone stepping in to fill the gap.
Here's Baisley. On the wing, Bay. Just 5 to shoot. Launches a 3. Rebound by Van Vliet.
His bad night from the field is only going to get worse if he keeps throwing up shots like that.
Here's Boucher for 3. And a great assist by Van Vliet as that one goes. Van Vliet's got 3 assists tonight. The Pistons have got none of their first 3 shots to fall so far in the second. Bay against Anunoby. And Bay, here we go. They get it back. Toronto's gone 4 of 6 from three-point range thus far. Here's Flynn. He's covered by Bay. Siakam outside. Pass to Van Vliet. Here's the three. The Pistons clear it. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Rose up top. Back to Baisley. Rose outside. Shoots over Anunoby. Got a hand on it.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Siakam, no good.
When you're that open, do you really need to go with the leaner?
Rose outside. Here's the floater. Ooh, another miss. He's 0 for 6 in this contest.
Hate to say it, he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket this game.
Pass to Flynn. Siakam left side. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And the Raptors miss again. Now here's Rose. Guarded by Van Vliet. Now here's Stewart. Covered by Boucher. Back to Stewart. Pass to Rose. Trying to get back on track. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Raptors ball.
And a quick look at how the Toronto Raptors schedule is shaping up. On Saturday, they'll be facing Paul George and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Monday, they'll be matching up with Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat.
And looking at the Wizards matchup, that's going to be a nice test for them. They'll get a chance to see just how they play against a team that most feel is better than them.
And here's Siakam for 3. Good. And Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got 4 assists in the game.
And just so accurate off the pass. I mean, I love whenever Siakam decides to go right up with it like that.
And the call will be against Fred Van Vliet. That's his first foul. So for the Pistons, Grant comes in for Stewart, and it's Jackson in for Rose.
Jeremy Grant. Jackson.
Pass to Baisley. Out to the wing. And Anunoby pulls it down.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Here's Flynn. And here's Siakam. And here's Anunoby. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
And once more this half, they find a way to get great position inside.
Pass to Graham. Back to Baisley. And he lobs it up to the rim.
The stroke on Grant's shot is really pretty. It helps make him a reliable shooting scoring option.
Toronto's gone 5 of 8 from outside the three-point line in this one.
He signed a huge free agent deal with Detroit in 2020 in the offseason. I mean, Jeremy Grant, he took on a new role with the Pistons. He's become their go-to guy. It's a big-time adjustment, but Grant has proven that he can shoulder the load offensively.
And the Pistons with possession here. After the basket by Toronto. Pass to Jackson. Outside for Grant. Stolen by Siakam. From outside the arc. And Bay pulls it down. Bay's got 4 rebounds now. And Jeremy Grant signing a 3-year, $60 million deal. See, Webb, he's embraced his new role.
Well, B.A., I mean, Coach Dwayne Casey's supporting him. He's saying he believes Grant is a star player in this league, helps a lot. All of Grant's numbers have exploded. I mean, to me, it proves that a change of role can do wonders.
Here's Baisley after the basket by Toronto. Grant the screen. Using his post moves to get the 2 points.
Well, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
It's Siakam with the drive, and there's a whistle. That goes on Pascal Siakam. That's foul number 2 for him.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
The Raptors making a switch here. Nwaba's checked in. Detroit has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Pass to Graham. Back to Baisley. And he's going for the lob. Oh, and a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob. Porter against Anunoby. Now here's Van Vliet. He's guarded closely. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Fires the 3. And from the field after that one, 3 for 4 now.
Well, it was just a mystery what the defense was doing there. You never want to give him that much space outside the three-point line.
Here's Baisley. Now quiet so far offensively. Searching for his first points of the game. Up top, Grant. Pass to Baisley. Shot clock at 5. From deep. And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. And right here on the 2K leaderboard, the best rebounding teams of the past 10 games. Number 1, the Raptors.
And over the last 10 games, this team has brought it to the glass. Everyone is getting involved and trying to help one another secure boards.
Boucher on the screen. Here's Van Vliet. The shot, no good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Pass to Baisley. Here's Kerr. Fader on the way. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Nwaba's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Flynn. He's guarded by Porter. Nwaba. Count the bucket. Coming off a perfectly placed pass. Nwaba's got 7.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Porter against Nwaba. Back to Grant. Pass to Kerr. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Because he attracts so much attention now, Grant has to be able to find the open man.
Here's Flynn.
Pistons foul.
Burks, he's checked in for Jackson. The Raptors making a switch here.
First team foul. Raptors substitution.
Whiteside, the pass to Boucher. From behind the arc. Toronto, the rebound. Pass to Mitchell. There's a screen by Whiteside. Mitchell drives in. Can't get it to drop. Hey, great D that time from Graham. Right side, Burks. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Whiteside. On offense, here come the Raptors. They're on a 17-6 run. Mitchell finds Whiteside. Back to Mitchell. Whiteside with it. 14 points for him last game against Phoenix.
Yeah, but what even was more impressive, in my opinion, was the shot blocking. I mean, by the end, they were afraid to bring the ball anywhere near him.
Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Here's Baisley. Checked by Mitchell. To the paint. Here's Kerr. Takes the assist and lays it in. Nice setup.
And you like the balance here. Not just falling in love with the 3-ball.
Now Mitchell. Here he goes. Blocked.
Lockdown defense from Porter. He extends out beautifully to come up with these type of rejections.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Baisley.
In the first half. 2 minutes.
They set the pick to the inside. Outside for Grant. Clock at 6. Fires the 3. Nwaba pulls it in. Nwaba's got his 6th rebound on the night.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
The 3 from Mitchell. Oh, again, Toronto with a triple.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Pass to Graham. Back to Baisley. There's 1:17 left in the second period.
Detroit, foul. Herb. That's his first point.
Stewart, he's checked in for the Pistons. Rose comes in for Baisley.
Substitution for your Pistons. Isaiah Stewart, Derrick Rose.
The Raptors shooting around 53%, a nice number. And Forbes, here we go. Shoots over Burks. On the wing, Nwaba takes a 3. Rebound Detroit. Pass to Rose. There's 53 seconds left to play in the second quarter. He blocks it again.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Protecting the rim well. Love the hustle.
Detroit, foul. Derrick Rose. That's his first personal foul. Team second. At the line for the Raptors, Mitchell, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw is good for Mitchell. And the Raptors making a change here. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And here's Detroit. Burks passes to Rose. Back to Stewart. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
Personal foul.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
At the line for your Pistons, Isaiah Stewart, 2 shots.
That's good from Stewart. Stewart hits them both.
And give them credit for making a more concerted effort to get to the line this quarter.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Outside Mitchell. Whiteside with a screen on Rose. Here's Mitchell. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Second personal foul, 13 foul. Shooting for Toronto, Mitchell. At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he drops the first.
Didn't have a free throw in the first quarter, but you can see he's starting to play with more energy now. He has a tougher attitude.
Both free throws good for Mitchell.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
Rose against Mitchell. Rose with the bucket.
And that's almost effortless for Rose. Defenses can't be pleased that they allowed that look.
The three from Mitchell. And so it's Toronto making this game a no contest. They poured it on early, and they've never let up. And their three-point shooting, a big reason they have a sizable lead. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Thanks. I'm here now with Dwayne Casey. Coach, how do you assess your shot selection and your decision-making offensively?
Well, we had some good looks. We just got to make sure we keep our poise and composure and knock them down. We had some good looks. We knew they were going to come out with a lot of juice, a lot of speed, a lot of quickness. We made some mistakes defensively, not matching up quick enough. So, again, we got to keep our composure and stay with our game plan defensively.
Good luck. Thank you, Coach.
All right, Allie, thanks for that. We will see everyone right back after this break, ready for the second half.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. The story tonight, everything, and I mean everything, is working well for the Toronto Raptors.
How good are these guys on the fast break? They're pushing the ball, finding the open man, finishing strong. They're at a breakneck pace, and if they can maintain this level of intensity in the second half, blowout city.
Okay, now a look at some of the players who could be a part of the dunk contest during All-Star break.
And we're getting a better idea of how the field of the dunk contest might shape up. And every one of these guys can jump out of the gym.
Look, it takes more than that to win this event. Jeez, you get a 7, man. Anyway, you got to have big ideas, Kenny. You got to have the wow factor. Yeah, that's right. I said a 7.
I don't know what you're talking about, Shaq.
And that is going to do it for us. Let's get back to some second half action with Brian Anderson and company.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Boy, you look at Pascal Siakam. He's been playing really well.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
Sadiq Bey out there with Jeremy Grant. Then it's Isaiah Stewart. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Jackson in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. A tremendous mobile 1 block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Oh, showing no signs of giving up this lead. That block sent shockwaves into the opposition sails.
Grant finds Rose. Outside for Grant.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
Here's Flynn. Stewart defends. Pass to Siakam. The 3. Sinks the tray. Siakam's got 16 points.
Lackluster defense, showing no desire to chase shooters off that line.
Here's Rose. And it's Toronto with a rebound. Whiteside's got 9 rebounds now.
They've shown the power inside. Their rebounding effort has been sensational.
Jackson against Van Vliet. Here's Flynn. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Siakam. He's got 5.
Hard to win games when you allow clean looks from the perimeter.
Pass to Stewart on the wing. Bay. Back to Stewart, stolen by Whiteside. Grant against Anunoby. Over to the left wing. Whiteside with a screen on Rose. Here's Flynn. He can't get that one to fall. And it's Detroit the other way. Rose up top. Outside for Bay. Puts up a 3. Drains the triple.
His three-point shot looks so pure. The defense allowing him to get comfortable out there.
And it's Van Vliet off the drive. There's a screen by Whiteside. Takes a 13-footer. Van Vliet misses.
A little hesitant. Maybe he thought the D was tighter on him than it really was.
Bay outside. Grant with a screen on Anunoby. Here's Bay. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It's going to be on OG Anunoby.
No debate there. He got hammered.
At the line for Detroit, Bay, Sadiq Bay, taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
And he makes a first. The Pistons making a switch here. Baisley's checked in. And so Bay nails both of them. Toronto's gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. Siakam against Grant. Siakam gets the bucket. Siakam's got 5 points now this quarter.
Ooh, cooking it up down low. It's Spicy P.
Pass to Bay. And Anunoby pulls it down. Anunoby's got 4 rebounds in the game. Van Vliet outside. Here's Flynn. Now Whiteside. Shoots over Stewart. The rebound by Stewart. The Pistons have gone only 1 for 6 here in the second half. Bay, no good. The Raptors have gotten 3 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. Throws it up high, and then Siakam with the jam.
Over time, we have seen Siakam blossom into a star, someone who's comfortable shouldering the offense.
Siakam against Grant. Pass to Bay. 6 on the shot clock. And he drives in. Oh, and he brings it down with a 2-handed jam.
And 1 move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
And that's a foul called on OG Anunoby. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Boucher's checked in for Whiteside.
Team second. Raptors substitution.
Detroit with the ball. Back to Baisley. To the middle. Here's Jackson. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It goes on Fred Van Vliet. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Toronto.
They based their offense around the 3-point shots there. And that was the right move. It's been a huge weapon for them all game.
And they've really displayed a sharp passing game tonight as well. A lot of well-timed assists out there.
And that one falls for Jackson. For Toronto, they've gotten 4 of 7 shots to drop in the third. Here's Siakam. He can't get it to go. Detroit has gone 1 for 2 from outside the arc in this third quarter. Pass to Jackson. Grant with a screen on Van Vliet. Jackson with it. Van Vliet covering. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Baisley goes in. It's deflected. Siakam outside. Boucher a screen on Jackson. Here's Siakam. Rebounded by the Pistons.
They say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should be easy.
Bay outside. Unloads from 13. Detroit, no good that time either. Toronto's gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. Here's Flynn. He's got 5. That shot missing. And Detroit is shooting a less than average 27% in the third quarter. Grant outside. Here's Baisley. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. Yep, that one goes.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Up top, Siakam. He's covered by Grant. Tries to snap the cold streak. Hey, great D that time from Grant. Pass to Jackson. Here's Baisley. Bay outside. Grant with a screen on Anunoby. And Bay, here we go. Here's Grant. And he banks in the layup. Grant's got his third basket on the night right there.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you? You look back at the 2014 NBA draft, some of the best players of that class were second-round picks, including Jeremy Grant. Becoming a premier two-way wing, Grant was a steal going 39th overall to Philly.
Woo. They get it back. Out left to the wing. Here's Flynn. Back to Boucher. Second chance effort. He got a piece of it. Bay against Anunoby. Pass to Baisley. Jackson with it. Grant outside to the wing on the left. Baisley in the post. Boucher on him. Oh, rejected by Boucher. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Into the lineup for the Raptors.
It's been all Raptors. In addition to Jeremy Grant, there were a bunch of great selections in that 2014 second round.
Tell me about it. I mean, how about all-star Nikola Jokic? Probably the best player in the draft was a second rounder. Throw in Joe Harris, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jordan Clarkson, Dwight Powell, amongst the others. I mean, just showing that you can find talent late in drafts.
Outside Porter. Great D that time from Nwaba. Toronto has gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. Boucher a screen on Porter. Here's Forbes. He's got 9. It's scooped up.
Hard work on the boards. A lot of competition for that one, but he's got the lift to be the first one to it.
Nwaba against Burks. Pass to Kerr. Over Boucher. Puts the move on, and the officials call a traveling violation. And now it's time to take a look at who the top rookie passers were over the last month. It's been all Raptors. Here's Forbes, averaging around 5 points a game. Pass to Mitchell. And there's the lob, and he lays in the alley-oop pass.
Nice touch on both ends of that alley-oop.
Hey, when he let go of the pass, I had no idea what he was going for. Burks, a screen on Mitchell. Here's Kerr. Now here's Burks. Well, he hasn't put up any points yet in this one. Pass to Porter. From deep three-point range, and they forced the shot clock violation. Great D. Now that we're into the new year, how about a check on the Eastern Conference standings? You take a look at the Raptors. Boy, it's been a rough season for them. They're at the bottom of their conference. And check it out, the Pistons, just barely behind them, only one spot down. Pass to Boucher. Now here's Mitchell. Back to Boucher. The three from Nwaba. It's hauled in by Kerr. Detroit has gone just 1 of 3 from deep since the break. Here's Baisley. Three-pointer on target from range. He's got 5.
Well, he's not focused on the D on most possessions, but you can forget about him altogether.
Pass to Mitchell. And there's a pick. And there's the drive. Misses from short range.
His scoring has not been there at all tonight. I mean, it tells you a lot about their team that they have them
in the third. 2 minutes.
Burks against Mitchell. Burks goes in. It's not going to go for him. Oh, good D by Boucher. Toronto's gotten 2 of 4 threes to fall here in this third quarter. Down low. It's hauled in by Kerr. And here's Detroit. They're on a 17-6 run. Covered by Boucher. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
There's a minute 12 left in the third quarter. Hodges with the bucket.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
Yeah. Horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
Here's Kerr. And the 3 off target.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
On the wing, Mitchell. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him. Mitchell's got 10.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
36 seconds left in the third. Back to Baisley. Burks for 3. And no good. And Toronto will come the other way. Mitchell up top. On the take. Oh, and makes it with the kiss. Mitchell's got 4 points this quarter.
That's a perfect setup. Solid screen, defender can't avoid it, opens up a clear path to the bucket.
And so it's Toronto, and they're up an insane amount going into the break. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Yeah, he put it on the platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. So for Toronto right now, we've got Yuta Watanabe, and it's Şengün in at the 4-man spot. Here's Watanabe. And a miss there on the triple. Well, the Pistons shooting just 21% from the floor. Porter, the pass to Burks. Now Hayes. Pass to Burks. Four on the clock. There's the drive. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
That's his first personal
Well, Chris,
foul.
the max salaries can now reach as much as $50 million a year. Now, we don't want to count other people's money, but those are some pretty good checks.
Oh, yeah, and I'm not hating on it because the more successful the league is, the more entertained fans like myself are going to be. $50 million a season, kudos to the league.
First one falls for him.
And they've done well from the free throw line this half. No misses yet.
Both good from the line that time. This is why you want ball movement and player movement.
And that's made it hard for the defense to key in on any one individual.
Pass to Watanabe. No good there. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Over to the wing. Hayes up top. It's tipped. Here's Forbes. And Grant, you've been around the game in so many roles. Been player, broadcaster, owner. Talk about how the game has grown and the opportunities for continued growth.
Well, we know how the game here in the U.S. has really gained prominence and is hugely successful and popular. I also think that's happened over the years globally as well. But continuing to popularize the game in Africa, India, China, and elsewhere is exciting. There are so many new frontiers for this league to grow, and I'm excited that we're moving forward in that direction.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Toronto. The shot by Doumbouya, no good.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Pass to Chiozza. Back to Watanabe. Just 5 on the clock. The 3. Chiozza can't get it to go. Inside. Here's Doumbouya. And here's Hayes.
Toronto, foul. Chris
Stewart, he's checked in for the Pistons.
That's his first personal foul. Team second. Now returning on the floor for your Pistons, Isaiah Stewart.
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Pass to Doumbouya. Clock at 4. Burks for 3. It's rebounded by Şengün. The Raptors have got none of their shots to go in this final quarter. 0 for 4. VanVleet with it. With efforts to grow the game in Europe and Asia and Africa, really everywhere from the NBA. Grant, how do you see the future of this game?
Well, I think it lies in the young international stars. I mean, you see guys like Luka and Nikola Jokic from Europe and Joel Embiid from Africa. I think we'll see more and more of that as the league and the popularity of basketball grows overseas. I mean, those guys will have the drive and the examples to succeed overseas.
Now here's VanVleet. Oh, the teardrop falls in.
Offense has been hard to come by so far. A much-needed bucket right there.
Yeah, this is low output for both teams. This is ugly. The defense is having their way so far.
Here's Hayes. A little over 3.5 minutes in the books now in this fourth quarter. Pass to Chiozza. Six to shoot. Tipped. Outside Burks. There's a screen. And it's going to be out of bounds. Detroit will have another go.
Detroit, basketball.
And the Raptors making a change here. Anunoby's checked in.
OG, Anunoby.
Burks goes in. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
Pass to Watanabe. And so many young players now on their phones. Chris, they're connected to their fans and loved ones through social media. Some worry about how that affects team chemistry. How about you?
Well, every guy's different. I never thought that it's one rule or one way for everyone. You have to let people be themselves. And usually guys will flourish positively when they're in a great space. And Cream's going to rise to the top. We've heard of guys like Dallas swear off social media. Others we know they probably look at their phones during halftime. It's just case by case.
And here are the Raptors now. The Pistons getting their last shot to go. Van Vliet on the wing, defended by Burks. And Anunoby for three. Good. And Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got assist number 5 here tonight. Detroit has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Pass to Carey. Here's Doumbouya. To the left wing. 5 to shoot. Picked by Stewart. Here's Hayes. And too long on the shot.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
Hayes against Van Vliet. Going inside. No luck on that one. Pistons shooting just 21% from the floor. Pass to Carey. Now here's Hayes. Here's Carey. Deflected. Well, over the last few years, the NBA has worked to make the schedule more manageable, Chris. That includes fewer back-to-backs.
Yeah, and for us fans, that's been a great adjustment. Those back-to-backs, they could be a struggle at times. And we want to make sure the players are there, especially on the road, so that the fans can come see them.
Shooting for Toronto, Van Vliet, Fred Van Vliet. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. So both teams changing it up here. And so he hits both. And the Pistons with possession here. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Jackson outside. Grant the screen. Shot clock at 6. From deep, Rose. Toronto grabs the miss. Siakam's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. The 11-footer. Here's Şengün. He's covered by Grant. Second chance shot. Misses off the right iron. Detroit has got nothing to fall from outside the arc here in the fourth. 0 for 4. Pass to Jackson. Grant with a screen on Van Vliet, and it's Jackson on the take. These last seasons, we've had the privilege of listening to our players when they use their voices. And it's also been amazing to see the NBA work to support them.
You know, our players are empowered to stand up for what they believe in. I mean, it started with players like Bill Russell, Spencer Haywood, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And that's what our league is about. And we know that's a very special thing.
And the first one at the line is good. Hassan Whiteside, he's checked in for Toronto. Nwaba comes in for Van Vliet. And so Jackson nails both of them. Toronto's gone 1 for 5 from downtown here in the fourth. It's Siakam with the drive. Outside Anunoby. Pass to Flynn. Fires from deep. They get the rebound. Tries again. Whiteside can't get it to go.
Oh, gritty defense, protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Grant, the pass to Rose. They set the screen. Oh, swiped away. Here's Flynn, guarded by Rose. Well, Grant, it seems like each year, play in the NBA becomes a little more wide open and a little less physical.
Yeah, it's definitely changed, BA, what you look for in a player today. Now, if you're overly aggressive, you always will be in foul trouble and of little use to your team. So being able to control your aggression is how you survive in today's game.
Now here's Grant. Pass to Rose. 4 on the clock. Takes a 13-footer. Rebound by the Raptors. Siakam's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Grant with a steal. Here's Rose. And he hits one. Maybe he's ready to get back on track.
Nice shot. Good for Rose. He's battled through injuries and continues to produce.
Here's Flynn, guarded by Rose. Clock at 6. Here's Flynn. It's tipped. Here's Rose. Pass to Graham. Back to Rose. Oh, there's the alley. Oh, Grant throws it down.
Get it, Jeremy. Great feed, great finish.
They're enjoying a sizable lead.
And what I like, BA, they haven't stopped pressing the issue.
Anunoby with it. Picked up by Grant. And again, no good by Toronto. And Chris, after about a year where fans weren't allowed in arenas, you think players have a greater appreciation for the energy they bring to the proceedings?
Of course. I think the fans have a greater appreciation. I think the players, I think the referees, I think everyone. You know, the difference between a packed house and an empty arena, that's a big difference. And so the energy of a crowd, man, it's
Here's Siakam. After the Pistons picking up a basket just moments ago.
A gritty play by Siakam. Absorbs the foul and still gets his shot to go.
Forbes is checked in for Toronto.
Pascal Siakam at the line for 1.
That's good from Siakam.
An incredibly improved player. Pascal Siakam scored just 4 points a game as a rookie, then 7 in his second year. But Siakam worked hard, becoming an all-star in year 4, almost scoring 23 per game.
Now here's Jackson. Shoots over Whiteside. Not enough on that one as it misses.
I think he lets the D get to him there, and he rushes it. I mean, he has plenty of space there if he just takes his time.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Raptors.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, BA, just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this is a nice victory for them. It's win number 14 of the year.
And with just one game left to play between them, they've captured the first 2 meetings of the year.
And while there were some guys out there that played well, what really stood out was the production for Pascal Siakam.
We saw him get a lot of touches tonight, and he wasted very few of them. Really made himself the backbone of their offense.
Free throw no good for Whiteside. All right, here's a different question for you, partner. I'll be taking notes. Did you have a favorite city for food in the NBA?
Well, write this down, BA. So my mom is from New Orleans, so I know New Orleans very well. And so New Orleans was my favorite city, no question. The food there, oh, I'm getting full just thinking about it.
Stewart, Isaiah Stewart, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And he sinks the second.
They'll take it even with the miss. Anything they can do to cut into the lead.
Siakam outside. 51 seconds left in the fourth. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game. A sustained effort across the board.
Grant's shot is off. Here's Toronto with the ball. Pass to Forbes. Back to Siakam. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Here's Forbes. Outside Nwaba. Anunoby with it. It's rebounded by Grant. Rose with it. So no problem for Toronto as they get the win. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked by the way their team was dismantled.
Shocked and surprised. It doesn't matter what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to just waltz in and cruise to the type of victory like we saw tonight.
All right, let's send it down to Allie LaForce, who's with our player of the game.
Fred, no surprise, a great defensive showing tonight. What is it that makes this team so suffocating at that end of the floor?
Well, I think we're getting pretty good effort from each guy individually. I think we're finding our package defensively as a team, as a coaching staff, and just kind of gelling and putting together individual game plans from the coaches and trying to execute it.
No doubt. Thanks, Fred.
Allie, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson. Thank you for tuning in to watch the NBA on 2K Sports. Now it's time for the New Balance Player of the Game, Pascal Siakam.